Jill Valentine, aka Jillington, was first introduced to us in the original Resident Evil back in 1996, man, on the PlayStation. Born May 16th, 1974 in the great US of A. Valentine's father was French and her mother was of Japanese descent. She is one of the most important and popular characters in the franchise, and my personal favourite, man. She is awesome. Being only 5'5", Jillington is a short ass.
What did he say?
Until she was exposed to the T-virus, which made her grow in height, making her 5'8" instead, with increased strength. She's appeared in other Capcom games in the form of a cameo or a crossover appearance, including Marvel vs. Capcom, Project X Zone, Tekken.
Contamination followed, and with it, the abominations. The city fell into ruin, and yet she survived.
Damn! Dead by Daylight, and one I found funny, man. We love golf, bro. Look at her, how cute is that? Jill was part of the US Army's Delta Force training program, where she earned extremely high grades in bomb disposal and weaponry. She's also a bit of a beast with a lockpick, man.
Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you. Master of unlocking, master of unlocking.
She was recruited into STARS by Alpha Team's Captain Albert Wesker after impressing him, earning the position of rear security guard. She was the back watcher, man. Didn't do our boy Joseph any good though, did she? Here she would meet Chris Redfield and my main man Barry Burton, aka Bazza, aka The Man.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Forming a really close relationship with both of them. Eventually, the STARS team would become involved with the Mansion incident, where in 1998 they would find themselves in the Arklay Mountains due to reports of animal attacks and cannibalistic murders in the area, only to then become trapped within a zombie and BOW infested mansion. Jillington would go on to discover that her good old captain, Mr. Shades, is secretly working with the Umbrella Corporation, which is an evil pharmaceutical company, and planned the whole thing.
Emergency. The self-destruct system has been activated.
In the end, only Jillington, Christopher, Bazza, and the young Rebecca Chambers survived the incident. Numerous official documents, including her character file in Resident Evil 5, highlight Jill's unrivaled ability to remain calm under extreme pressure. The manual for the remake of the original Resident Evil says that her quick thinking has kept herself and her comrades alive on numerous occasions. During the Spencer Mansion incident, there were very few times Jill lost her cool or showed any fear, man. Jill's described as a loyal, cheerful and strong-willed individual who suffers with bad PTSD after the events of the Mansion incident. The depiction for Jillington over the course of the series has gone through minor changes but still maintaining a level of consistency. All of her standard outfits are variations of blue. Her dress attire ranges from tactical gear to sleek, but I think we can all agree, man, her original STARS outfit, closely followed by a Resident Evil 3 outfit, are the best ones, man. She is a brunette naturally, but in Resident Evil 5, due to being infected with the progenitor virus by Wesker whilst comatose, her hair would turn blonde. After the Mansion incident, Jill would once again find herself at the centre of a T-virus outbreak, man, and she has to try and escape from Raccoon City, all whilst being hunted by this big boy. The Nemesis, which is a form of tyrant infected with a specific parasite.
Parasite?
called the NEA, which allowed Umbrella to ultimately control and order it to do their bidding, which in this case, unfortunately, was to hunt down any remaining STARS members left alive in the city. Leading up to this, Jill, alongside the other surviving members of the mansion incident, would try to plead their case about what happened and Umbrella's evil intentions, but ultimately they were shot down and ignored. The reasons for this, we would find out in Resident Evil 2, was because the Raccoon City Chief of Police, Brian Irons, was also working with Umbrella behind everyone's back. This would lead to Jill isolating herself for many months, which in turn gave her bad anxiety, depression and extreme paranoia. During the outbreak, Nemesis is a constant pursuer enemy and he is relentless to say the least, man. Nevertheless though, Jillington in the end would indeed give him stars.
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
Next time, take the hit! You dirty bitch!
Carlos Oliveira is someone who works alongside Jill as she fights against Nemesis and tries to escape the city. At first, she doesn't trust him as he works for the UBCS, which is a private military force owned by Umbrella, where he held the rank of corporal and served in the Delta Platoon. Where he held the rank of corporal and served in the Delta Platoon. Where he held the rank of corporal and served in the Delta. Where he held the rank of corporal and served in the Delta Platoon. Eventually though, realising he's actually quite a stand-up guy, the two would form a close partnership during their time together, with Carlos at one point actually saving her life after she's infected by Nemesis with the T-virus. By 2003, Jill now focused her life on exposing and destroying Umbrella. She and Chris joined a private anti-biohazard service, and after receiving strange reports from a village similar to what led them to investigate the Arclay Mountains many years before, Jillington and Christopher would go on to investigate the village, only to find it had been ravished by another T-virus outbreak, man. Here, the dopest duo would also come across old Mr. Shades, their former captain, who's investigating the village for his own reasons. The pair would fail in capturing him as they would be ambushed by some hunter-gatherers. However, before his swift exit, he revealed that Umbrella is involved with the village and the storing BOWs at a nearby chemical plant. The following day, Jill and Chris infiltrate the facility with other members from the biohazard service to stop production there. At the plant, the two would run into someone called Sergei Vladimir, who was the former leader of the UBCS. He unleashes a big boy boss called Talos, which is an armoured tyrant with an AI that helps it fight, man. Imagine that. This is Jillington and Christopher though, man, and the two would go on to beat it and shut the facility down, officially ending Umbrella. They were unable to retrieve any information regarding them though, as Wesker had already wiped and taken everything for himself, the Git. In 2005, due to the Raccoon City disaster and other events involving BOWs rising throughout the years, numerous pharmaceutical leaders would get together to form the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance in the United Kingdom, also known as the BSAA, man. The new stars, just nowhere near as cool. They were important, but mainly used as observers in regards to major attacks by the US government's more powerful alternative force, the Federal Bioterrorism Commission, FBC for short. In the summer, Jill and new partner Parker Luciana are sent to the Italian coast to meet BSAA Director Clive R. O'Brien so they can investigate the ruins of Terrarasia, where alive and unalived BOWs called globsters keep washing up. They would come to realise that the T-Abyss virus, a strain of the Abyss virus that was genetically engineered through the experimentation with the T-virus, had been leaking from a ship called the Queen Dido, a ship that sunk along with two others a year beforehand due to a bioterror attack which completely levelled Terrarasia. Following this, Clive, the director, suspected that the FBC was involved with arming groups capable of such attacks, so he planned a major operation but knew if word got out it would be bad. This is where dear Jillington comes into play, man, as he would spin a yarn on her, telling her that Chris and someone called Jessica had been captured and taken out to the Mediterranean Sea. Jillington and Parker would both find themselves before long on a ship called the Queen Zenobia. which you guessed it man, is overrun with the T-Abyss virus, transforming everyone alive into massive BOWs, which when you're only 5'5" like Jillington is a bit of a problem. Eventually, Jill would realise Chris isn't on the ship as she comes across a mannequin that looks just like him. Shortly after this, she and Parker get gassed out by someone called Raymond Vesta, a man in a mask who is one of Clive O'Brien's moles working within the FBC. After waking and meeting back up, the two fight their way through the ship, trying to get a message out to Clive O'Brien. By the time they do, Chris and partner Sherowat are en route to the Queen Semiramis, another ship close by. All four of them meet up there. Boarding the ship, everyone meets in the casino, where Raymond Vesta would attempt to explain just what is actually going on, when all of a sudden, Chris's partner would shoot him. Finally, with Jillington and Christopher reunited, they go on to explore the ship's rear, finding a lab, and within it proof that the FBC director, Morgan Lansdale, was behind the viral outbreak on the ships. After these events, the FBC would be fully dissolved and the BSAA would take on a more prominent role within the world, man. Chris and Jill would go on and clear many more operations together and form an even closer partnership. That is until 2006, when everything for Jillington went south for many years, man.
A few years ago, the BSAA received intel as to the whereabouts of Umbrella's founder, Oswell E. Spencer. Jill and I were ordered by the BSAA's European headquarters to apprehend him. We accepted that mission in the hopes of uncovering some info that would lead us to Wesker.
Without hesitation, they both make a move to finally arrest him after all these years. It's here, at the Spencer estate, both Chris and Jill would relive a nightmare as they find a mansion with an eerie resemblance to the original one. Upon entering, Mr. Spencer's bodyguards are all unalived and scattered around. Exploring the spooky but familiar halls, she and Chris would eventually come across Wesker, who stood with Spencer laying at his feet.
Wesker!
The two would take Wesker on in a clash, with it ultimately ending with Jill spearing Mr. Shades right out a window, man, and off a cliff, trying to save Christopher from getting the same treatment.
Let's finish this.
Chris and everyone else assumes Jillington is no more, but little did they know, man, she had indeed survived and was being kept in a comatose state by Wesker at a Tri-Cell facility, which is one of Africa's top BOW secret research outposts, near Kajuju, essentially using her for his experiments. Whilst in this state, Wesker began making plans for the Ouroboros project, which is a doomsday project he believed would force the evolution of its survivors. Unfortunately for Jill, she was to be the guinea pig, man. However, something rather dope happened. During his tests, Wesker discovered Jill was still infected with a strain of the T-virus. It had laid dormant since Nemesis infected her, and when he injected her with the Ouroboros, it reactivated the dormant T strain, which in turn wiped out the Ouroboros and made her body develop antibodies. Due to this, she was no longer useful for his experiments, but she was kept around to be used as more or less a factory so he could extract the antibodies from her blood. This is why her hair turned blonde and her height grew. A drug called P30 was also being developed around this time, and it essentially was supposed to create super soldiers, making them faster, stronger, and able to be controlled to a level. There was no live data for the drug though, so to counter this, Mr. Shades, the Git, had Jill implanted with a device on her chest which would regularly have P30 administered into it, allowing him to control her. In 2009, word had gotten out to the BSAA that a man named Irving was attempting to sell bioorganic weapons in Kajuju. Chris was sent to investigate along with his new partner, Sheva Alamar, who was part of the African branch of the BSAA.
I should have seen it coming. It didn't take long after the fall of the Umbrella Corporation for their bioweapons to end up in the hands of terrorists. A new era of bioterrorism descended upon vulnerable countries, shifting the balance of power throughout the region.
The people in the town are all infected with the type 2 and 3 Plagas virus, which is the same one which Mr. Leon Kennedy faces in Resident Evil 4, man. Jill, around this time, had been ordered by Wesker to protect Irving and make sure his plans were carried out. Eventually though, Wesker would betray him and Jill infects him with a Plagas sample which makes him mutate into this massive monster bad boy fish, man.
I'm far beyond anything you could ever hope to become!
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
It's probably worth noting to you all that even though Jill is controlled by Wesker and the device on her chest, she is still very much aware of what is happening, man. She just can't stop it. Chris and Sheva, halfway through their journey after countless battles, come face to face with Wesker and Jillington, giving us another banger of a scene.
Bravo!
Damn it, where's Jill?
Jill? Maybe I'll tell you. Maybe I won't.
Stop playing around. We want some answers.
You haven't changed.
Wesker, you are alive.
This is Wesker.
We last met at the Spencer estate, wasn't it? Well, isn't this one big family reunion? I would expect you to be here to see us.
Us. Jill, it's me, Chris.
What? Are you sure that's her?
The one and only.
Jill, come on! It's me, Chris! Snap out of it!
Nice move, Chris. But now that your partner has arrived, I'll leave you two to catch up.
Come on, Jill! Get yourself together, wake up! Jill Valentine! Jill!
Remarkable. Still resisting at such an advanced stage. Commendable, yet futile. No more time for games, Chris. I've got work to do. Have fun watching Jill suffer.
Wait, what did you do to her?
After the fighters won, Chris and Sheva managed to remove the device from Jill's chest, finally giving her back control.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
You're Sheva, right?
Yes.
I couldn't control my actions. Oh, but God, I was still aware. Oh, forgive me.
It's all right.
Thank you. Listen, I'm gonna be all right. You do need to stop him.
We can't just leave you here.
You have to. This is your only chance. If Wesker succeeds, Uroboros will be spread across the globe. Millions will die.
All that action must have took it out of her though, man, because the poor girl passes out after telling Chris and Sheva to go after Wesker. Hours pass and another legend by the name of Josh Stone, who is close friends with Sheva, finds Jill while searching for Sheva and Chris. Both of them from there would go together to try and find a way of contacting Chris.
Give me a hand.
Okay. I set it to broadcast on the same frequency as Chris's PDA.
Please be there, Chris.
Jill, are you all right?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Just listen carefully. There's something I need to tell you. Wesker's superhuman strength, it comes from a virus. But the virus is unstable. In order to maintain a balance, he must inject himself regularly with a serum.
So if he cut the supply of serum, he loses his strength.
Affirmative. But he just took a dose, so it's gonna be a while before he needs another one.
Damn.
Listen, Excella said that the amount administered has to be precise.
So if he injects too much, it should act like a poison. I think she used the serum labeled PG67AW. PG67AW.
I'm gonna try to find a way to escape. You need to find that serum. Excella always kept it with her, in an attaché case.
Jill, come in.
Chris? Chris?
After this, they both face hundreds of infected villagers whilst they await rescue from one of Josh's buddies called Doug.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Miss Valentine. Oh, and you too, Josh.
The two would find Sheva and Chris fighting within a volcano against Wesker. Picking them both up and flying off, it seems Mr. Shades isn't quite done.
Locked and loaded.
Suck on this, Wesker.
Your time's up, you son of a bitch.
Jill would spend years out of action trying to mend her body and mental health after these events, becoming more bitter and depressed over the things she did under Wesker's control. She had undergone several tests which revealed that the side effects of the T-virus affected the cell division in her body, which suppressed her physical deterioration. During her time in recovery, she would email the man, Bazza Burton, about her boredom from the tests, saying she was eager to get back into the field once her rehabilitation was completed. She and Claire asked Bazza to join the BSAA, which he eventually accepted. After a long 6-year period of observation and rehabilitation, she resumed her career, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all for Miss Valentine's story, and what a story it is indeed, man. I hope you learned a thing or two from the video, and I hope you found it enjoyable. Like and subscribe and give me some feedback down below. Get in touch, man. Let me know what you think, or who I should cover next. That'll be all for now. Until next time, thank you very much, stay dope, and peace out.